Hey guys, Churchy here. So I've been playing a ton of Path of Exile, the most I've ever played in a league before, and I've been having a great time with it. I've made a couple of videos already, but I wanted to just make one more now that I'm kind of coming to the end of my main kind of chunk of playtime with the league. I will be playing a bit less now because I've achieved the main goals that I wanted to do. So I'll start by talking about those. One of those was to hit level 95. I'm actually at level 96 now. That's been pretty good, getting that high in levels and just pushing past where I was before. I've also defeated more bosses than I have before. I've previously defeated Syrian Exarch and Eater of Worlds. This league, that was a lot easier. And I've now also pushed further into the endgame and defeated some bosses that I'd never even fought before, which was the Elder, the Shaper, Maven. The Maven took a couple of attempts. The second one as well, I think I only had one portal left, but I got her in the end. And I've also done the Elder Shaper fight, or Uber Elder, I think it gets called as well. So yes, those were the ones I wanted to do. I've achieved them all, gotten all of the stone things for the Atlas, so that was all quite satisfying, and it's been very, very fun pushing further in that regard. They're all just kind of the pinnacle bosses. They're not like the uber bosses, but I don't know if I'll ever get that far, but we'll see what happens. As I said, I will be playing less now because defeating the Elder / Shaper, that combination fight, was kind of the last main goal that I had for the league. I will still probably slowly chip away at a few of the challenges for the league, but they kind of seem maybe a little bit too grindy for me. So I'll just slowly chip away at them and I'll see what I end up being able to do. I've been using the Settlers town mechanics fairly infrequently now, but I am close to finishing upgrading the town. That's one thing that I do still kind of want to do, but again, I'll slowly chip away at it over time. I've also been engaging with more of the previous league mechanics than I ever have before, really, in PoE. Lately, I've been playing around with Betrayal, Abyss, and Delve. That's been pretty fun. I've been enjoying all of that. And I might also kind of slowly chip away at leveling my character up to 100. I'm not entirely sure if I'll do that, but it's pretty chill now that I've discovered that Delve League is actually a really good way to just slowly level, because it's fairly safe and you're constantly fighting monsters. And then I can kind of bounce back and forth between that and Abyss, because the Abyss stuff has a passive on the Atlas tree where you can spawn more monsters and get more XP for them. So that's really cool. So I also want to talk a little bit about the luck of the league. My luck this league has just been crazy. It's by far the luckiest I've ever been during a league. Usually I kind of find like 1 or 2 divine orbs at most, but also another thing is that I usually don't play as much as I have this league. This league I've just found multiple things worth a bunch of divine orbs. Near the start of the league I found a Hinakora's Lock, which was worth 28 divine orbs when I found it. Now it's worth 60 divine on Settlers, and in Standard it seems to fluctuate between 300 to 500 divines. It lets you see the result of what a craft will do, basically, I think it is. And I can see why that picks up in value as the league goes on, because more people are crafting and whatnot. I also found a divination card that was worth 28 divine orbs in Settlers and only 15 in Standard, so that was an instant sell for me. Can't remember what the card was called, but it was one of the cards that gets you Nimbus, which is a ring that makes projectiles go in a random direction and return to you. So I can see why that was super, super valuable for some builds and whatnot. And the other really valuable thing I found was a minion Delve affix that makes minions aggressive, I think it was. And using Awaken PoE trade, I saw just a bunch of those listed for 10 divine orbs, and I just wanted to sell mine quickly, so I listed it for 5. Instantly got a bunch of messages, and then someone offered me 6 divine orbs for it, which I took because it was just easy, quick, done, and I didn't need it. So, and on top of that as well, I've just been finding just lots of random things that are worth like 1 divine orb or close to 1 divine orb, like some oils and stuff like golden oil and various other things like that. And I've just also generally had good luck in terms of gear upgrades along the way while I've been leveling and gearing up my character. And I've also as well as I've started doing more trading on the PoE trade website, I've even just had good luck in terms of that, where I've gotten certain things for like, 20 or 30 chaos orbs that potentially could have been worth like multiple divine orbs. And then as well as that, some of the crafting stuff I've been doing has been really lucky as well. Like getting a 6-link item only took me a few hundred orbs of fusing, and that was the first time I'd ever actually gotten the 6-link, and in past leagues I'd tried like and used upwards of 800, not quite the 1,500 or whatever, but I just had bad luck with it in the past. And then not only that, but then I was leveling another character and I wanted to 6-link a hammer, and I got it in like, I think like less than 20 fusings or something crazy. So yeah, just really, really good luck this league, and that's been really, really cool. I do also want to mention a couple of minor frustrations that I still have with Path of Exile, and those are that I'm still not very fond of the XP loss on death, given how many things kind of randomly start one-shotting you as you get further up into the game, and also the amount of time you invest in leveling that you can then kind of potentially lose at higher levels. That can be a little bit annoying, but it's not really a huge deal, because from about level 90 onwards, and as long as you've got good gear, you're pretty much fine to do most things in the game anyway. So, and the other part of that too is that now, because I've discovered how good Delve seems to be for slowly but steadily and relatively safely leveling up in that kind of level 95 to level 100 bracket, I'm less annoyed by the XP loss, because I feel like I actually have a good way to kind of just chill out and level up when I want to, and I can just chuck something up on the second monitor. So it's pretty, yeah, it's nice to have that knowledge now. Some endgame boss stuff can feel a little bit grindy at times, and it's usually either an investment of time or currency. It's fine to a point, but if you're having a bit of an unlucky run and you're trying to do most things yourself, it can become a little bit annoying. Trade does negate most of that issue, because you can just buy the bits that you need, but even that can still be a substantial investment of your currency, depending on your wealth, of course, and how lucky you've been with what you've found during the league to sell and whatnot. Also, failing a boss fight can feel quite punishing in PoE in this regard, because you need to reinvest sometimes substantial amounts of time or currency to even get a chance to try the fight again. One reason I can think of that the boss fights require that investment of time or currency is because of the economy. The bosses have the potential to occasionally drop very valuable items. So if it was super easy to just go back in and farm them, and you didn't have to like reacquire the fragments either through time investment or currency, then you could very quickly get, a lot of very, very valuable, powerful items. But I personally prefer the boss fighting structure in games like Elden Ring, where the boss fight itself and the mechanics within are the sole focus of the difficulty, and the failure is far less punishing, because once you've reached a boss, if you fail, you can just instantly try the fight again without having to reinvest time or currency. So it's just a bit of personal preference, I guess. Interestingly, PoE 2 seems to be following a structure that's more similar to Elden Ring, at least in what they've showed in the campaign. I'm not sure if that will hold into the endgame, but I'm definitely curious to see what the endgame boss fights will look like in PoE 2. So before I wrap this video up, just some final reflections, which are that I still love the melee changes, the bigger life rolls on gear, the changes to endurance charges, and the higher defense base armors that they've put into the game. That's all made it feel easier to get tankier and have fun with certain builds. And as I've used it more, another thing that I've really started to love is just how easy and convenient the currency exchange has made trading in the bits and pieces that you've got for other bits and pieces that you might need. That's just been incredible. And the more I've used it, the more I've loved it. Just trading in, a divine orb for some chaos orbs, and then trading the chaos orbs for an oil, or an oil for chaos orbs, and then trading those chaos orbs for some scarabs or a fragment or whatever it is. It's just been extremely convenient. And if there's one thing from Settlers that goes core, I really hope it's the currency exchange. To end on a really bright note, the Settlers League has been the most fun I've ever had with Path of Exile, and I've pushed a lot further into the endgame than I ever have before. I've had a great time with all of it, and while I will be playing a bit less now that I've finished the main goals I kind of set for myself, I'll definitely still be jumping on fairly regularly, probably mostly just to slowly level up and chill in Delve at the moment. But thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think of the Settlers League and PoE down in the comments. Have a good day or night, whichever it may be, and I will see you in the next video.